I am Brother Isaac. I am happy to share again the thought of the Lord, to those who are sanctifying for the return of the Lord. Despite the battle and oppression, we are available to serve the Lord. I want to talk about the life of the believer here on earth, which is a journey and pilgrimage, and the life of the believer in eternity in the everlasting kingdom of light, and the life after death in the place of torment. We knows that on this earth we are just passing and we are pilgrim. Since we are not of this world, we must know and distinguish the time in which we are living. The Lord is about to come back to get his church, and there will be calamity and tribulation. Then there will be white throne judgment, followed by the establishment of the eternal kingdom of God. We came to the Lord in this life surely because we wanted to partake his kingdom of light and glory that he has promised humanity. The Lord had took me to heaven to see the glory and to hell to see the torment, to warn the people of the world. Every day people are dying and leaving this earth, but most of humanity is heading to hell. Eternal damnation of humanity is a plan of Satan that is being executed meticulously. In fact, in the beginning of this year the Lord showed me the plan of Satan to cause sudden death among humanity. He is multiplying gathering of demon to bring death on earth, and the arrows of sudden death will strike many. Thus the Lord exhort his people to stand in his presence and intercede in order to stop the arrows of sudden death, conspired by the enemy and his demons to interrupt and terminate innocent life. The Lord also revealed that the prince of this world has planned to cause death through the world food, that he has poisoned to interrupt and terminate the life of many. It was made known to me that many sickness that is striking people will be as a result of world food, industrial food that is dangerous to health. Many sickness come from food, to cause death. We must be careful with world food, so we must implore God's presence before consuming world food. The enemy of God and men, Lucifer, is multiplying strategy and tactic of death, and his purpose is to lead a maximum number of souls to hell. I saw in various meeting and gathering of Satan, Lucifer was setting out new strategy for his kingdom to drag numerous to hellfire by terminating people life thanks to world food consumption. People are eating food that is poisoned in the spiritual world. The Lord showed me the believers consuming world food poisoned by the enemy without prayer. As a result their health is being destroyed. Brethren, we must pray before we eat, for the enemy want to destroy the health of the children of God. The Lord warned the church against the spiritual world that is working in full regime in a relentless way to bring widespread destruction. The Lord told me, my son Isaac, be careful and vigilant. Warn my people not to trust the food that they are eating. World food is no longer good for consumption, but tell them to make sure to pray and call my presence before they eat. The goal of the enemy is to deteriorate the health of the believer so that he would not have time to perform consecration and purification. He wants to shorten the life of the believer and lead men to hell. Because of this poisonous food many people are dying prematurely. Death is the goal of Lucifer. His agent witches and Satanists are working hard to bring about death, which is the goal of their master. He come only to steal, kill and destroy. Given that the devil is coming against the church through world food, the Lord said, tell my children to learn to work in the field and do agriculture in order to be spare from Satan food. They must labor the land and become laborers of the field to eat normal food. That way they will eat natural food that is not poisoned. The Lord warned me, apart from the world food strategy where he is poisoning food to cause death and lead human to hell, the devil's strategy of death is also put into practices in hospitals through evil doctors. Many doctors are Satanist. The Lord said, beside the Satanic doctors, there are demons coming to this world in order to operate as doctors. Thus many of the great doctors we know are demon in flesh. These demons are born in the flesh in order to execute the strategy of death and hell that Lucifer has set out. The Lord said, my son Isaac, warn my people when they are sick and want to go to the hospital, they must pray. Then the Lord showed me two kinds of medication. I saw medication made in the world of men and medication made in the spiritual world. I saw a hospital on earth that were using only medication made in the spiritual world. When you are administer this medication of the world of Satan, you are likely to die. I saw how people die as a result of these evil medication. The Lord said this explained the reason of high mortality. People are being given evil medication. Brethren, seek God protection when you go to the hospital. so that you will be received by a normal doctor instead of Satanic doctor and doctor who are demon. Seek protection so that you will be administered normal medication instead of evil medication. In this encounter I saw demonic activity in the hospital, where devils and angels of death came continually to capture souls and take them beneath the earth to the abode of the deads. Hospital are inhabited by demons. It's a haunted place. It is a horrible place where demons come all the times with chain to capture the souls of men. There is constant spiritual battle for souls in hospital. That is why many hospital would not authorize evangelist and preacher to visit the sick, for fear of setting free the souls that are hunted by demons. There are hospital with a notification that follow. Pastors not allowed. The devil has his agents deployed in hospital to cause death. Various demons are stationed in hospital to round up souls of the deads. The Lord told me, there is an evil ruler, a principality who is a giant demon. I saw this dark force that the Lord showed me in hospitals. He dwell in all the hospital of the world. When you don't have Christ and go to hospital, you are under the radar of this demon of hospital. You are in danger. The Lord said this principality is called the robber of souls. Many innocent souls are falling in his hands. The activity of this evil power, thirsty of human blood, accelerate when we reach the 6th month up to the 12th month. The 6th month is the demarcation between the two halves of the year. The second half of the year mark the intensity of human sacrifice and bloodshed in the hand of Satanist and agents of the devil. There are changes that happen in the spiritual world at this period of the year. The prince that rule the month of June receive a report and briefing, and new initiative of destruction of humankind through human sacrifice are presented in order to be carried out in the second half of the year. The spiritual world does not rest. They are hell-bound to cause destruction and damage and death. The intensity of dark power is such that some people are dying just like that. Even people that we thought were in good health, people who seems fine, are swallowed up by sudden death. This is not a time of distraction, for the enemy has risen to bring great destruction of humanity in order to drag a maximum of souls to hellfire. The Lord is giving us this warning to the church to ignite the fire of prayer, for the enemy is coordinating his strategy of death and destruction with his agents against humanity. The Lord is warning us to wake up and return to the first love, to return to our past devotion and consecration. It is time to spend time in prayer again in His presence, for days are evil. Many warriors have fallen because of the worries of life and the demand of this world. But it is time for fallen warrior to rise up from the ground and use the sword. The Lord warned that unbelievers are the ones who are supposed to worry about the things of this world, not the born-again believers. All the system of the antichrist are activated, for this is the end of times. The plan of the enemy is to put his agents and servant in great material comfort. On the other hand, he commanded demon to bring about tribulation in the life of the saint. This tribulation would manifest in terms of poverty in the house of the believer. He commanded demons to starve God-fearing believers, to keep the saints in lack, poverty and hardship, so that they would join the secret order to become rich. These are the system of the beast. I remember during the lockdown when everybody was indoors, we were in prayer when the Lord showed me a huge dragon, and told me this is the one who is behind this global calamity. He is busy causing death and capturing souls. This calamity is a strategy of death. In this meeting another strategy was to send false pastors to open a church. Demon came to earth and took flesh in order to open churches. They preach prosperity and material comfort. Notice that unbeliever don't pray for prosperity, but they become prosperous. You can't focus on these things. Godliness is not measured by material wealth, because it is temporary. I have reported when the Lord sent me to evangelize well-off people, these people were reluctant to accept the gospel. As I am talking to you, they are dead and in hell. The Lord took me in section of hell where I saw their souls. They have left the money, the cars and the mansions. They descended to hell empty-handed. I saw them in the fire. I remember a mansion where I used to evangelize a wealthy man. Often he refused to welcome me. Sometimes he would accept to hear me. Today the man is in hellfire. The Lord sent me to him because he does not like the death of a sinner, but the man failed to grab the opportunity of receiving the Lord in his life. Every time I passed before his mansion that is left here I feel pain for his soul. The good of this earth will remain and we will pass. The enemy of men came up with the system of distraction, radio, TV and computers and internet. These are the tools of the Antichrist that will remove prayer in the church. People won't have time to read the world, pray, evangelize. This Antichrist technology is stealing all the time that should be spent in God's presence.